Oprah Winfrey is facing furious backlash for saying that she hopes that burying the dead will allow Prince Harry and Meghan Markle to make peace with the rest of the royal family. Oprah's comments come just 18 months after her bombshell TV interview with the Sussexes, during which they made several damaging and upsetting allegations against the royals, including that one unnamed family member made racist comments about their unborn son Archie's skin. Many believe that the interview added to the already tense relationship between Harry and the rest of his family, including his brother Prince William.
What happens when your biggest supporters suddenly turn their backs on you? Meghan Markle's fairy tale has turned into a Hollywood nightmare, with Oprah silent and Tyler Perry publicly calling her out. From royal exit to financial drama, this is a story of loyalty lost, shocking revelations, and a star facing her toughest battle yet. Stay tuned, because the real story behind the headlines is about to unfold. It feels like someone is trying to wipe away Bet's 25-year celebration. Just when things kicked off, chaos arrived, and at the heart of it all is Meghan Markle. This is no ordinary scandal. It overshadows her royal drama by miles. This time, it is not about crowns or headlines. Meghan now finds herself tangled in a storm involving Oprah Winfrey and Tyler Perry. The very people who once supported her when the world shut its doors are now reportedly walking away. And not quietly. Let us go back a bit. When Meghan and Harry stepped down from royal duties, they wanted freedom and financial control in the US at first. Things looked fine. Oprah gave Meghan a historic interview that shook the monarchy. Tyler Perry gave them a home and security when they fled the palace. But by mid-2025, things started shifting. Meghan reportedly took at least 6 public shots at the royal family just by June. Her media appearances became bold. Sometimes subtle, sometimes not. Meghan has been subtly linking her hardships to the royal family, claiming she had to hide her inner light, suppress her creativity, and even compromise on motherhood. Her new lifestyle brand reflects this narrative, suggesting that palace life held her back from exploring her love for cooking, gardening, and modern hosting. While tension had been simmering for a while, it all erupted on stage at the 2025 BET Awards. During what was meant to be a heartfelt tribute, Tyler Perry grabbed the mic and dropped a line that left everyone speechless. With a calm voice and expressionless face, he said, "Some debts take longer to repay than others." The crowd gasped. Cameras cut to Meghan, her expression frozen and her lips tight in a forced smile. Social media instantly caught fire. What had been whispered about her financial ties to Perry was no longer rumor, was headline news. Though he avoided giving numbers, insiders suggested the figure could be in the 6 digits or more. His words not only hinted at unpaid dues but also tore into the polished image of Meghan's independence. The illusion of her self-made brand began to crack in front of millions, but it did not end there. What came next may have been even more cutting than Perry's comment: Oprah's silence. That is right, the same Oprah who once welcomed Meghan with open arms has now reportedly gone completely quiet. No tweets, no public statements, not even a vague Instagram caption. Her team has allegedly cut off all communication. For someone like Oprah, whose words can shape public opinion in seconds, this silence speaks volumes. It is not just distancing, feels like a total freeze-out. Meanwhile, Perry did not just bring up unpaid debts, he also implied that Meghan has not reached out, not to him, not to the media, and not to offer any explanation or apology. Nothing. And in Hollywood, there is one thing worse than being seen as difficult. It is being unaccountable while still seeking the spotlight. That is when it hit both fans and critics. Meghan's inner circle seems to be shrinking rapidly, and it may be Meghan herself unraveling the ties. So what now? Is this just a rough patch, or the beginning of her Hollywood downfall? You will want to stay tuned and watch till the end. Believe me, the entire saga, the twists, the tension, and the fallout is all right here. Meghan recalled how, in the early days of arriving, she and Harry could stroll freely, enjoying peaceful walks with Archie and their dogs running around. She described it like a calm beginning in a chaotic time. They had only seen the house through a video clip, just footage from the gate up to the door with a grand fountain in view. That was enough to say, "This will do." Meghan joked about what if Tyler had awful taste, big round beds, or even stripper poles. Tyler laughed and said, "Then we would not have had you." At the time, they were just desperate for a place, for stability, for somewhere to breathe and feel safe. They had arrived with 13 suitcases and a fragile sense of direction, she remembered. Tyler's generous words. Stay as long as you need to. And now, looking back, it feels surreal, because if we rewind 5 years, it would have been impossible to imagine that Oprah and Tyler Hollywood's ultimate support system would one day pull back entirely. What began as a lifeline turned into silence, leaving everyone wondering how quickly trust, loyalty, and fame can shift in the spotlight. Back in 2020, when Meghan and Prince Harry shocked the world with their royal exit, they were in complete crisis mode, no security. Stuck in Canada, borders shutting down, and paparazzi hovering like hawks. They were truly desperate. Out of nowhere, Tyler Perry stepped in like a modern-day fairy godfather, offering not just a mansion but also a full security detail, no questions asked. People were puzzled. Why would Tyler Perry be the one to rescue two former royals? According to Prince Harry's memoir Spare, Tyler's bond with Meghan had started years earlier. He had once sent her a heartfelt letter before her wedding, saying she was not alone and that he saw how cruelly the media was treating her. Fast forward to the Megxit storm. Harry and Meghan were on a FaceTime call with Tyler, trying to act composed while their world was crumbling. That is when Tyler opened his home in gated Los Angeles and arranged private protection. It was everything they needed: shelter, safety, and a fresh start. And why did he do it? Because, as he revealed, his late Tyler Perry once told Prince Harry, "My mother loved your mother," sharing how Princess Diana became a hero in their home after she visited Harlem in the 1980s and embraced AIDS patients, breaking social stigma. It sounds heartfelt, almost sacred. But here is where it gets interesting. What began as unwavering loyalty did not last. Tyler and Oprah were the first to welcome Meghan into Hollywood's arms. Oprah gave her the groundbreaking 2021 interview that captivated the world. Tyler offered her shelter when no one else would. In her Netflix documentary, Meghan even said talking to Tyler felt like therapy, that he listened without judgment. Despite barely knowing her, Tyler did more than provide support. He publicly defended Meghan on SiriusXM, saying the media was tearing her down because she was a black woman, and he was not afraid to speak that truth. The support was loud, strong, and from people with immense power. But fast forward to 2025, and that once rock-solid alliance crumbled. Tyler Perry, the same man who once promised, "I'll keep you safe," stood before the world on the BET Awards stage and casually exposed Meghan's financial drama. The drama unfolded live, without warning, and without a filter. Tyler Perry calmly delivered the line, "Some debts take longer to repay than others." And in that instant, 5 years of whispered speculation turned into blaring headlines. Meghan's face during the moment said it all: tight, frozen, unreadable. The audience sat stunned, and Oprah was nowhere in sight. Her once loyal team had reportedly gone silent. No calls, no statements, not even a subtle post. Sources say Meghan's PR team made frantic efforts to get a response from Oprah's side, any comment, even a repost, but they got nothing. No Instagram story, no quote, no tweet, just total silence. And in Hollywood, that kind of silence is louder than a press release. One insider said it plainly: when Oprah steps back, the entire industry pays attention. And they did. Because for someone who once gave Meghan a global stage to share her truth, Oprah's refusal to say a word now sends a powerful message. It does not seem to favor Meghan, who has always taken pride in controlling her image and crafting every detail of her public story. For someone who built her entire narrative around controlling the public lens, this was a complete night. It only got worse. No one from her circle, not even Harry, came forward to defend her. No statements, no clarifications, just silence. The same woman who once stood beside Oprah and had Tyler Perry as her child's godfather was now utterly isolated. And in Hollywood, being alone is not just emotionally draining, it is dangerous. When your entire brand relies on admiration, alliances, and media power, being cut off is as good as career death. Let us be honest, Meghan Markle has never had a smooth path in the public eye. Almost every move she has made has triggered criticism. She has practically lived inside the storm of cancel culture for years. And if you are still wondering how everything spiraled this far, let us rewind. Before the headlines, royal drama, and intense scrutiny, Meghan was simply an actress chasing her dream in Hollywood. Her big break came in the hit legal drama Suits, where she played the stylish. Her role as paralegal Rachel Zane on Suits gave Meghan a loyal fan base and lifted her out of the Hallmark movie lane, offering her a real platform, and she knew exactly how to use it. Even before meeting Prince Harry, Meghan had already started shaping her image. She launched a lifestyle blog called The Tig, filled with recipes, travel tips, fashion content, and motivational quotes. It was the height of 2010's influencer culture goop, but more grounded. It proved Meghan was not just another actress, she had drive, ambition, and a strong sense of her personal brand. Behind the scenes, she was working just as hard. She attended exclusive events, made industry connections, and quietly built the foundation for something bigger. Then came July 2016. Meghan flew to London, stayed at the ultra-private Soho House, and reportedly began making moves out to talent agencies and casually hinting that she was hoping to meet a nice British man. And then, like fate, she meets Prince Harry, the ultimate British bachelor with royal lineage, global spotlight, and a rebel streak. The timing felt perfect. What started as a private romance quickly evolved into cryptic Instagram posts, paparazzi, snapshots, and eventually a bold Vanity Fair cover where Meghan declared, "We're in love." That statement stirred chaos among royal traditionalists. Eyebrows were already rising, and Meghan's fashion choices often mirroring Princess Diana's legendary looks only fueled the fire. In the UK press, the Diana comparisons felt exaggerated, even disrespectful. For many, Diana's legacy remained untouchable. Then came the engagement, the fairy tale moment of an American actress marrying a prince. But the magic began to wear thin. Meghan's $75,000 engagement gown clashed harshly with the realities of a nation dealing with a cost of living crisis. The contrast was striking. While other royals received praise for repeating outfits and appearing modest, Meghan's glamorous presentation only deepened the divide between public perception and palace image. Meghan was quickly labeled as tone-deaf, overly flashy, and far too Hollywood for the traditional palace halls. But that was just the beginning. Her family drama burst into the spotlight: an estranged father, outspoken half-siblings, and a tangled past the media could not resist. At her royal wedding, the only family member present was her mother. The tabloids jumped at the opportunity. Then the leaks began. Whispers that Meghan had made Princess Kate cry over flower girl dresses, that she demanded jewels above her royal status, and even asked that the historic chapel be sprayed with air freshener. The press shaped her into a difficult, emotional, and divisive figure. And through it all, the palace stayed silent, a silence that felt more like quiet agreement. Then came the infamous office split, which played out like a royal soap opera. Meghan and Harry separated from William and Kate's joint operation, forming their own team, launching a polished Instagram account, and building a personal website. But with that newfound independence came more headline staff resignations and fresh accusations aimed at Meghan. Accusations of bullying, emotional strain on royal staff, and troubling reports around Meghan began surfacing. The fairy tale image started to crumble. Whispers spread that Meghan was not trying to blend into palace life, she was trying to take it over. In 2018, things got messier during Princess Eugenie's wedding. Meghan wore a maternity coat without confirming a pregnancy, then announced the baby news the very next day, stealing the spotlight. The press went in hard, accusing her of always needing to be the center of attention. That label stuck and gained momentum during the royal tour of Australia and Fiji. On that tour, Meghan was reportedly overheard expressing disbelief that she was not being paid for the trip, a comment that stunned many. Then came the Fiji charity event, hosted by an organization that had once turned down her application. Meghan abruptly exited, leaving longtime fans, who had waited hours, disappointed and confused. As the public tried to make sense of her choices, another controversy landed. Meghan wore diamond earrings gifted by Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, who was at the heart of the earrings Meghan wore were a gift from Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, who was at the center of an international scandal involving the murder of journalist Jamal Khashoggi. She did not wear them just once but twice, even after the controversy became global news. Whether it was a mistake or a conscious choice, it looked careless, and the backlash was swift. Still, Meghan and Harry kept moving forward. After Archie's birth, they traveled to South Africa, where Meghan emotionally stated in a documentary, "Not many people have asked if I'm okay." It was raw and vulnerably, and to some, also calculated. While many applauded her honesty, others questioned if it was part of a larger strategy. That doubt only grew stronger when, just a few months later, in January 2020, the couple dropped a seismic announcement: they were leaving royal life. No formal heads-up to the Queen, No planning with senior royals, they simply posted it on Instagram. Their message? They wanted a progressive role and financial freedom. The monarchy was blindsided. This was massive. And Harry and Meghan announced they were stepping away from royal duties to become financially independent. And just like that, the headlines exploded. Some even joked, "This is what happens when you bring the first black woman into the royal family." Meghan, they imagined, looked at Harry and said, "You need a job. You're a grown man. You can't still be living in your mama's house." Harry. Many believed their dramatic departure was all about seeking privacy, but interestingly, the couple never actually claimed that. Not even once. Still, the public held on to that narrative while the media hounded them, capturing every move through paparazzi lenses and dramatic headlines. But if you looked closely, their actions told a different story. At the same time Harry was fighting the UK government over personal security, he and Meghan were quietly calling Hollywood insiders and building a new brand. They were not disappearing into a quiet country life, they were laying the foundation for a media empire. After discussions with Queen Elizabeth, Prince Charles, and Prince William, Harry and Meghan moved to Los Angeles, the center of fame, fortune, and media influence. There, they launched the Arkewell Foundation and signed major deals with Netflix and Spotify, promising big projects and even bigger ambitions. However, when Netflix teased a 2020 winter release, audiences were left waiting. Instead, all that came out was a lukewarm holiday special featuring Harry and Meghan alongside celebrity friends, offering vague messages about compassion and hope. The project lacked depth and substance, filled mostly with famous faces and empty words. Eventually, it was quietly shelved, barely causing a ripple in Hollywood. At that point, the world expected the couple to quietly settle into the California lifestyle. But Meghan had other plans. In March 2021, she and Harry sat down with Oprah for the now legendary interview that would shake the monarchy and media alike. The interview aired while Prince Philip, Harry's grandfather, was critically ill in the hospital. Meghan laid bare every grievance she had with the royal family, claiming she was denied mental health support, stripped of her passport, and told her children would never receive royal titles because of their race. Her words ignited a storm of global outrage, sympathy, and praise at first. However, as time passed, many of Meghan's claims began to unravel under scrutiny. The accusation about Archie and Lilibet being denied royal titles due to race was completely false. Royal protocol states that children do not receive titles until Queen Elizabeth's passing, and, once she passed, their titles were granted. Regarding mental health, both Harry and Prince William have long been advocates, working with charities, launching awareness campaigns, and openly sharing their own struggles. So, the idea that the royal family turned their backs on Meghan in this regard did not hold up. Let's not forget that Harry and Meghan had been negotiating deals with streaming platforms well before they officially left the royal family. Despite their claims to the contrary, leaked proposals from 2019 revealed their plan to capitalize on their fame long before any talk of oppression emerged. As the dust settled, public opinion began to shift. The Oprah interview, once seen as a bold move, started to appear more like a calculated performance, a crafted image of victimhood. Then came their Netflix documentary, filled with contradictions and awkward moments. Meghan's mock curtsy to Queen Elizabeth was especially offensive to many, a half-hearted joke that felt less like storytelling and more like mockery. Instead of honoring the royal role she once held, she seemed to ridicule it, and the public took notice. What truly harmed Meghan's post-royal image, however, was a steady stream of warning signs, reports of bullying inside the palace, and allegations from former staff. Former staff painted Meghan as controlling, harsh, and obsessed with hierarchy. One insider described her as a dictator in heels, recounting incidents ranging from shouting at employees to throwing hot tea and issuing ultimatums. Behind the polished Instagram posts, the reality seemed chaotic. The palace even launched an investigation, a rare move for such a traditional institution. Major outlets like Vanity Fair and The Hollywood Reporter confirmed Meghan's troubling behavior through multiple independent sources. Meanwhile, her media projects struggled. Her Spotify podcast Archetypes lasted just one season before fizzling out in 2022. Plagued by poor ratings, over-editing, awkward interviews, and lack of clear focus. It was all style, no substance. Even worse, Meghan faced trademark issues for failing to legally secure the podcast's name, creating a branding headache that raised doubts about her professionalism and the competence of her team. The entire effort felt rushed, unpolished, and out of sync with her royal image. What stands out most about Meghan's post-royal career isn't a single scandal but a growing pile of small, mounting problems. Meghan's career feels like a collapse marked by inconsistent decisions, poor execution, and mixed messages. From the outside, it looks like a beautiful brand without a strong foundation. Many of her public ideas come across as recycled from a 2015 Pinterest board, polished, curated, but painfully unoriginal. On paper, Meghan seems appealing and sweet, but beneath the surface, it's all damage control. While some cry smear campaign, the truth is more complex. Meghan's pattern of contradictions, arrogance, and entitlement has caused even her once devoted fans to doubt her authenticity. Her downfall did not come from outside forces but from her own actions, words, and choices. Look at Catherine, Princess of Wales, also an outsider, a commoner from a middle-class background who married into the world's most watched family. She faced intense scrutiny, accusations of being dull or manipulative, yet she never lashed out or played the victim. She remained graceful, consistent, and focused. That is why Catherine commands admiration today, while Meghan, despite all the glamour, struggles to keep public trust. Now, with Oprah and Tyler Perry, two of her biggest supporters, pulling away, her circle is shrinking fast, with her biggest supporters, Oprah and Tyler Perry, stepping away. Meghan is facing the harshest truth of all: she has lost credibility, loyalty, and protection. There is nowhere left to hide. Her brand was built on a fairy tale, but fairy tales only work when the audience believes them. Right now, no one is buying it. Now, we want to hear from you. Do you think Tyler Perry has truly cut ties with Meghan for good? Did things go too far? Or was this inevitable? What does this mean for Meghan's future? Is there still a chance for a comeback, or is this the end of the road? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And while you're there, don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out our other deep dives into royal drama and Hollywood betrayals. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. See you there.